Hey, my name is Ria Waller, and I love JavaScript. I admit it, I love it. Not everybody does, I guess. But coding is not something necessarily that, you know, people think they have a natural ability to do. It is like anything in life, it takes some work to learn. And that's a good thing, honestly, because it's fun to learn. I hope you feel that. I suspect you do because you're here. So I'm just glad you're here. So this is a 18-week online, 100% online course at Fresno City College. And my name is Ria Waller. And as I said, I love JavaScript. So what I'm going to do in this short starting here video is go over what you need to do to get started in this class, an overview of what it's going to cover. So, but I'm going to start with talking about the all I don't want to say all important because I say that way too often, but like how popular is JavaScript? So how many of you have heard of the Stack Overflow site? If you haven't, I'm guessing you will by the end of this class. It is a very commonly used website for people who are coding to get examples, questions answered, see what other people are doing. I'm just telling you before you leave this class, if you haven't already, you will have been. But once a year, they put out a survey. And I'd like to start by looking at that survey. So in 2020, one of the questions that they asked on their survey was the popularity question. Like, what's most popular? And JavaScript won this category. HTML and CSS are number 2, SQL, and you can see the rest, which are all important, of course. But the thing is, why learn JavaScript? Because it's everywhere. It's on, of course, every website that you will visit, most likely. Okay, and I can't say 100 because there are some other technologies that can be used, but most websites are going to use JavaScript. JavaScript written in on top of HTML and CSS. So if you have no HTML and CSS, you get through this class, but it is better if you have some. And I have a class CIT93, Introduction to Web Technologies. Todd McLeod has a class CIT85, HTML and CSS, if you want to check those out. So I'm going to go now and move to the syllabus just briefly, because really this is something, I just highlight a couple of things here, really just to show you, I do have all of my office hours this semester are online. I will talk more about this Wednesday night one and opportunities for getting points back from late work as we move into the semester. You can look at the course overview. And of course here, I shouldn't say of course twice, that this is the required, and in this case, it's not a text. So one of the things I've been doing for a couple of years is using the Udemy courses. And this is a very common thing that students get, not get, but they understand it because they may go sign up for a Udemy course to learn something. But in my case, I'm using it as a textbook. And so I have a link here to Andrew Mead's 2019 JavaScript Bootcamp. And we won't go through the entire course, but we will cover quite a bit of it. And the thing I'm going to tell you right away is that this link, and again, this is in syllabus, is when you first go there, if you don't have an account on Udemy, I recommend first creating that account, and then you should see this price that I'm showing here. It could be maybe between 15 and 20, but still, I think it's much more doable than a textbook. And it's offered by somebody who professionally develops. So we will use it throughout this class. And the part of our class that is called the Code Alongs. You'll see that term as we move through. So that's the first thing you want to know. And then I have the due date set up, and do check this for future semesters because these dates will, of course, vary. And then it shows you a breakdown of what this course, as far as what we're going to cover as far as the grade. So every week you're going to have, and I'm going to change the name here, these are going to be called Code Alongs, and then a Learn Together. And then 3 times this semester, you will actually create something that you then do a code review with me on. And more about that later. And you can see that if you do miss work, I do allow you to submit it late. And then because this class is in the fall semester, there is the all-important final dev, which will be the last thing in this class, and that is on the 10th of December. Okay, so now I'm going to move back over here. I'm going to introduce you to the way this course is organized. So one of the things, the first thing you get here, what you see, of course, is the Start Here video. This is the video you're watching right now, okay? And what you can see here is that there actually is locked. And so when you see this throughout my course, and this is something that I hope as you move into it, it'll start to make sense. But the first time you do it, it may be like, what is this, right? Unless you've had another instructor set up their course this way. So for me, I've set up a requirement in week 0, which is the idea of before the semester starts. And maybe you've seen this course when I've released it, which is around the 20th of July. Maybe it's later as during the start of the semester. It doesn't matter. What happens here is that you're going to need to do something in order for you to get week 1, the actual coursework, to show up. And so you can see by listed here, there's a submit here, and then there's a view here. And all that means is in order for you to get to this, the actual work, you have to go through a small step. And it actually is just a small step. So let's click into here. So let's see if I've done it. What is JavaScript? Hopefully by now you know. If you didn't already, I bet you did. If you didn't, it's okay. I'm not saying that, but what will you learn? You'll learn how to write JavaScript. What will you need? I've gone over that. When can you start? Whenever you want. But of course, if you're in here at the beginning of the semester, the answer is now. So in order for you to get past this item, you have to either provide me or create a GitHub account. Now, I'm already logged into my GitHub account, and in this case, let me just log out so you can see what you will see when you get here, which is, in this case, a sign up. So what you'll create, now I can't do this because I already have this account, but you will create a username, you'll give it an email. I don't care which email you use the campus, use something else, you'll give it a password, right? And then that's really all you need. So what you're going to provide me is whatever that username is. Now it will tell you if you can't use that. Maybe somebody else already has it. Okay. But once you actually get that, then you'll provide it to me. Now let me just show you. You can verify this by looking once you logged in here. Now we will update our images, and you're welcome to do that. Your image of yourself in here. GitHub is like social networking for coders, developers, programmers, okay? And it's a way we will share code, and then that code really means our lectures, all the work related to this class will be submitted through GitHub, okay? So that username for me, again, you should look up there and make sure the account is set up. And so when you're ready, what you do is you submit the assignment, and you can either do it, it gives you 2 boxes here. Okay, so you can just give it to me like this. Again, this is mine, so obviously you would provide me yours, and then you would submit the assignment. Okay, now once you submit the assignment, right, it's submitted, it gives you the information, and once I see it, then what I will do is I will add you into, or invite you, and I'll talk about this in week 1, I will invite you into our GitHub organization, and that's how you get started, redundant term, in this class, okay? Okay, so that's there. And now the only other thing you need to do, and you can either do next here, or you can hit home to go to their home listing. Either one works. But most likely, you probably have done this at the same time. I want you to see, though, that you have a check mark related to this, okay? But still, there's a started, but it's not complete. And in this case, because I haven't viewed this next item right here, I won't get the unlock. Okay, so there's a video here, and by the way, I just kind of clicked in there real quick without showing you that I use Discord for my real-time interaction, for you to ask questions. Of course, you can email me, but it is a way for us to create a community in this class, and I love this. Some of you who are gamers probably already have a Discord account. You can just say join. But again, this is and actually this is not even required. I just want you to know. And really what that says is not required for the course. It's just suggested. And the last thing you need to do is just review this one, but it would be fun. And I think it'd be a great way for us to just get to know each other. Like, let's keep this simple. Tell me your name and something you feel would help us know you better. Maybe what you want us to call you. Just why are you here? I don't care. Just say something that kind of gives us that. Now that I've done that, now my week 1 items are available to me. Okay, and now here is a similar structure. Now, because I'm releasing this video before the start of the semester, the weekly attendance will not be available until the Friday before the start of the semester, and you will see me create those the Friday before the start of the semester. Now, if you're wondering, what are you talking about? Maybe you only saw this as a start of the semester. This could be true, right? But some of you may see this before the start of the semester, so I just want you to know. And I've given a little content in here for you to check that out. Now, the first items in our class, really there's only one item here, which is a short code along in the Udemy course. But in order to get there, you're going to need to do some work around how to set up your local dev environment. And these are the steps that you need to go through. And in this case, this will be different starting after week 1. We won't have this many things you have to work through, but at the beginning of the semester, it just takes a little bit. If you don't have any Git or GitHub experience, you're about to, and I shouldn't, again, repeating myself, you're going to get it. Okay. So that's what those videos are for. And then the thing you will do is, in order to complete week 1, you actually need to code along with the section 1 and 2 in the Udemy course. And it's not a lot of code, which makes it easy. It's really just a matter of going through, watching the videos. But in order to submit that work, you have to work through those items. All right, I am so glad you're here. I know this can feel like a lot. Remember that, reach out for help. I've given you multiple ways to do that. I'll talk more about the actual office hours and the benefits of coming to office hours in week 1 attendance. And until then, peace out. Get started if you'd like. Otherwise, I'll see you at the beginning of the semester.